Hello, it's Rhea. Wherever you are and whatever time it is, I hope you are enjoying yourself. So, long time no see. Or kinda. I mean, I wasn't really gone for that long. It was just a couple of weeks. But Happy New Year. I hope all has been well during this first month of January. And yeah, I'm back from my hiatus and returning with a simple time-lapse video of my latest illustration that, I just made. And this illustration is kind of just like based off of a prompt, or not prompt, but like each year, like for the past couple of years, I've had some kind of like motto or like catchphrase that I created. And so this is kind of going off of that. Last year's catchphrase was keep going, and this year's catchphrase is chase your dreams or die trying. So yeah, I can get into talking about like, how this first month has been during my quote-unquote hiatus and all that, as well as plans for like, 2023 and whatnot, since this is like the New Year's video that everybody does. It's just really late. But first I am going to talk about the illustration like I always do. So, I mean, I'm already still kind of like sketching it out a little bit, but yeah, the theme is chase your dreams or die trying, and it's a very intense saying, It's like it's like inspirational, but kind of like gives you an existential crisis or feels a little bit dark. I don't know. It's very me. Anyways, with such a like strong quote, I mean, the saying chase your dreams feels very inspirational, right? So like I kind of wanted to have like this powerful energy to it, or like just like energetic, very like go out there and get it, make your dreams come true, like all of that. I was trying to capture that energy, and so I was trying to think about like what the best way to do that was, and I was like, well, I feel like running makes sense because like you chase something. When you chase something, you're running after it. And so that's how I came up with the pose. I do not draw dynamic poses. That's something that I still have to work on. So that was definitely a challenge, or not a challenge, but it was something new that I was taking on because I don't usually do that. And so that was a new thing. Another thing is, if you don't know me, hi, hello, I don't like drawing side profiles. I hate it so much because it always looks horrible to me. I just don't. I've drawn side profiles for like as long as I've been drawing. Okay, well, like I've been drawing them for I've been drawing them for a while, and yet each time I just hate it each time. I don't know, it's awful. So yeah, but I think this time it actually turned out all right. It probably doesn't look that way right now while I'm still fleshing things out, but it came together, like it wasn't perfect, but we're getting there. And if nothing else, I'm glad that I took on such challenges of doing a dynamic pose and doing a side profile. I do think that like that was probably the best like way I could execute it, because I considered other other angles or like a different type of theme, but I just felt like this was the best. So yeah, and then the process itself, I mean, that's gonna be going throughout the whole video, but just to give you guys a rundown, you saw at the beginning I was like, how do people run? That's literally how I start stuff. My thumbnails are very juvenile, like they're very like it just looks like absolute chicken scratch. It makes no sense, but to me, I understand what's going on. So yeah, I just start out drawing like absolute silly little doodles, and it kind of helps me envision the type of energy that I want for the piece, and then I just kind of build on it and build on it and build on it. And I've talked about this before with my recent digital art process drawings. Wait, what? Guys, I was only gone for a couple of months. I mean, wait, weeks. Oh my god. It's only gone for a couple of weeks, and this is how gone my brain is. Like, anyways. So, yeah, my art process, whenever I draw digitally, has involved me using this weird paint release style. And I've talked about this for like the past several months of me doing digital art. And it's like, yeah, I don't know, I just find it to be kind of like easy to put together, at least during the sketching phase. And so what I'll do is I'll just kind of like draw everything on one layer and sort of just like paint it out as a sketch, and then I go in and do the line art afterwards, and then I do the flats, and then I render the flats. And yeah, it almost feels counterproductive to like go out of my way to do the painterly style and then still do line art and flats and then render it, because as you can see, like, I'm taking what was the sketch and I'm painting over it completely. I'm even like doing renders of like shadows, like shading and lighting and stuff. So I'm trying to see, like, I hope in the future I can like find a way to like bridge that gap, or like just make it a little bit more streamlined and easier for me. That way I can get stuff done faster. But anyways, the color scheme is kind of interesting. I don't normally like include greens. Greens are like that turquoise blue. Sometimes I do the turquoise blue, but I hardly ever use greens or yellows, so I thought it was pretty cool that I featured that in this drawing. And yeah, you can see I have like these weird little comet things going around, and I never actually fleshed them out during this part. I just kind of like BS'd it, and then later on when I went to go paint them again, I was like, how the heck did I do that? I don't know what I'm doing. That being said, I think it came together all right. I feel like things that I could have done better, it's more just in relation to me not really like me being a little bit out of my comfort zone and not knowing how to go about things. Like I said, dynamic poses aren't my strong suit. I still have a lot to learn about them. And then particularly like the body, I don't know how to explain it, but the torso, that part is really difficult for me to figure out how it's supposed to look in regards to like the arms and like the torso connecting, and like, I don't know, that part just kind of tripped me up. I don't know. And there wasn't really a reference that I was going off of. Like every now and then I would try to like look at like, I couldn't really find a reference that I enjoyed. And then of course, like, trying to take the photo on my own would be difficult, because it's like there's no way I could recreate like this dynamic pose in an easy way on my own. But anyways, I still think I did a good job considering those factors. And yeah, other things I feel like I could have done better was the shoes. You know, clothing in general is just something that I always want to like do better on. Like this month, I tried to make it so that way I practiced doing clothing and shoes, but I didn't really get around to doing that much, and I will talk about that in a second. Things that I do like, the character's hair is really vibrant, and I feel like the way that I did their like flowiness of their hair wasn't too bad. I definitely want to get better at that. Like, I love the way certain artists will like draw a character's hair in motion whenever it's like super majestic and all of that. I'd like to capture that better next time. But the color's really fun. It kind of reminds me of Zeri from League. And the outfit, pretty simple. You guys know me in pleated skirts. Same thing with thigh socks, so nothing new. But I think like overall it was a pretty fun it was a fun illustration, and I add in graphic elements because I am a graphic designer, and unfortunately I don't really know what I'm doing a lot of times with design though, so there's definitely far more experienced people than me, but I just thought it'd be cool to like add the actual quote behind, and then just kind of play around with stuff and see how it goes. So yeah, it was a lot of like experimenting with things, but I think overall I had fun. It's just a shame that this was pretty much the only illustration that I finished this month. Yeah, so on to how things have been. I started working again. If you guys don't know, I work full-time as a designer, so typical like office type job. I'm busy a lot, so I don't really have much time for art, sadly. And yeah, it's just been kind of draining. It's just like the unfortunate factor of things. But I mean, considering the motto of this year, it's like I really want to like not let anything get in the way of me pursuing art and finding a way to like push for things more in regards to art. I don't want to overwhelm myself though, because you know, it's like burning yourself out and making yourself like forcefully do everything and feeling like you're in absolute despair is not going to make the process enjoyable, nor is it really going to make me happy. So I am going to try to be careful of that, but I feel like it's always hard to find that balance, you know? Because I feel like a lot of people's stories of them like having a breakthrough in their career and like doing what they actually want to do, it's like usually on the brink of them going insane. I don't know. Is it just me? Is it just me? I feel like it's like a lot of people's stories are like, yeah, I don't know. At some point I just kind of had a breakdown and then I was like, all right, I can't do this anymore. That got dark. Anyways. But yeah, I think like my biggest thing is just really pushing myself to create more illustrations and also create things for like being able to capitalize off my art. And I don't like saying that. I more want to put it in the words of like being able to sell my art, but they mean the same thing. Like it's the exact same thing, but just like if I could get even just a little bit closer to being able to like table at a convention or having like my own store, like that would mean the absolute world to me. So, but I know in order to do that, I have a lot to work towards, and it's a lot of just putting things into actual execution. I have a lot of ideas, but it's really hard for me to like sit down and push through it all. So I'm gonna see. But the most important thing is I want it to be authentic and I want it to be like things that I'm proud of. And that's the hardest part because I feel like I'm very self-critical. I want things to be as good as they possibly can be before I just release them out into the world for others to see. And like that, I just feel like that really holds me back on stuff a lot. So it's kind of like meeting in the middle, I guess. And I think that's a really perfect way of putting it because honestly, it's like out of habit of me being a perfectionist, like a severe perfectionist, I also set insane types of goals for myself, like things that it's just not physically possible for me to get done with the time and energy that I have. So this year I'm gonna try something different, and I don't know, you guys can try it too if you feel like you're kind of in the same boat as me, but I'm gonna try to like set two standards of goals, I guess, or two different levels of goals. One of them is like something that I know is most likely achievable, but you know, it just getting there would still be significant. And then there's the other goal that's like a little bit higher, more towards what I would really like to do. And it might be doable, but it's still just like, you know, I don't know if I want to fully push myself to that level, if that makes sense. So it's like the difference between A tier and like S tier, if that makes sense. You know, it's like, oh, okay, I did pretty well. I got a pretty nice grade and everything like that. And then there's just like top excellence and everything. If I don't get an S tier and everything, that is completely fine. In fact, just trying for something new is completely valid and amazing in itself, because life is very hard, let's not forget. And another thing is your goals don't have to be extravagant, you know? It's like, especially whenever you're trying to improve towards something like art or learning a language or just improving at anything, it's like it takes time and dedication, and sometimes it's just like mundane, simple persistence that really makes the biggest like impact in your growth. So just keep that in mind. It's okay to like just take it at your own pace, you know? So yeah, that's pretty much how things have been going, and that's pretty much my aspirations for the year. I don't know, I'll probably like talk about it more in like a draw with me or something. I just wanted to like touch back in with like a semi-quick video for you guys to update y'all, and yeah, I didn't really feel like I took a hiatus because like I didn't really get to draw as much as I wanted to since I started working again, like as soon as I took the hiatus, so I was like, oh. So yeah, I don't know, and like right now I'm kind of in like a pretty hard art block, so I'm gonna try to figure things out. I will say I do still have like some videos, because like I was supposed to have videos like backlogged while I was away, but I never got around to like actually editing them and having them posted, so my bad. But I'll get to like working on those soon. One of them's like I think a video where I like draw in my sketchbook of like I'm drawing and coloring chibis, so that should be fun. But anyways, I will be honest though, because of like this weird art block situation and being busy with work, while my goal is to post a video every week and to stream every week on Twitch, I'd say at least for next month, expect it bi-weekly. Even though I like content creation for the most part, I will say like it takes a good chunk out of the art process, and it makes it a little bit difficult sometimes, especially right now while I'm like swamped with like IRL stuff and working. But I will always put art before content creation, and that's just for my own, like, art has priority, if that makes sense. But I will definitely come around and still try to like improve lots of stuff for you guys. I'm really excited for like what's in store this year, so stay tuned and thank you for your support always. Speaking of, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed your time here today, please feel free to leave a like. If you're interested to see more of my content, you can always check out my other videos and subscribe. For reference, if you're new, I am Rhea or Aetheria, and I like making art and art-related content on my channel. I try to post weekly videos, but if you like more timely updates, you can always check out my other social media linked in the description and also at the end of the video. Now, it is finally the end of January, so I hope you had a nice month, and I wish you a nice rest of 2023. Take care.